This is the first year that we've been gathering these, so we're hoping to get we're hoping to get the report out Q1 next year. It's maybe important to recognise that 2020 wouldn't be a very true baseline of performance for the industry compared to other years due to COVID. You know, we've got reduced working hours, reduced activities on site. The industry was locked down for a short period of time, especially with regards to construction. From a personal point of view, I think the performance has been quite positive, it's been quite good. However, it's important to recognise we have had some incidents this year. These incidents have been discussed within SafetyOn, and the details have helped us to inform the 2021 workstream, which we're hoping to kind of deliver and prevent these incidents from reoccurring.
Good morning, everybody. So for the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to speak to you about the data we've been collecting as part of SafetyOn's work stream. So when SafetyOn was established, it was really important to us that we collected the data from across the industry so that we could trend the incidents and also target our focus in a way that we could look at the greatest risks and put some initiatives together around that. So SafetyOn member companies submit incident data and the numbers of hours worked on an agreed reporting template on a quarterly basis. So the template is based on experience and information gathered year after year to reflect the identified reporting and incident issues. So it's a kind of an evolving tool for us. We are working on it as we work through the year. If there's items we think can be changed, we are recording those and using them as we update the template. So SafetyOn members cover, in terms of gigawatts, the Tier 1 members cover approximately 10 gigawatts of the total installed UK onshore wind capacity, which is approximately 13 gigawatts. So we have quite a good coverage across the UK in Tier 1 members. So we are confident we're getting a good, broad, overall view of what's going on across the industry in the UK. So just on this slide, it gives a very high-level overview of the health and safety incident data we've received from the Tier 1 members over the 5 quarters we've included, which is Q3 of 2019 up to Q3 of 2020. So you can see from the screen there that overall there's been 634 incidents recorded. Thankfully, we've not recorded any fatalities, which is obviously really positive. 25 lost work days, 7 restricted work days, 5 incidents that have resulted in medical treatment, 106 incidents which have been recorded as high potentials, 50 environmental incidents, and 4 incidents which have resulted in emergency response medical evacuation. Out of the 634 recorded injuries, 109 of these have caused direct injury to person. So just on the next slide, this is just an infographic emphasising the key points from the previous slide. We've obviously recorded no fatalities, so as I said, that's really, really positive. 2.2% of all of the incidents recorded resulted in emergency response medical evacuation. 16.7% of all incidents are high potential, and 17.9% of all the incidents recorded caused direct injury. So based on the data we've received through the analysis of that data with the work group, we have looked at the top 3 work processes where the incidents occurred. We take into account all of the incidents, and as you can see on that slide there, routine maintenance accounts for 153 incidents reported, followed by access and egress. I think it's important to point out here that in terms of access and egress for our data at SafetyOn, that accounts for access and egress in the entire wind farm as opposed to just the turbine itself. And then the third highest number of incidents came from working on electrical systems. So again, that was just at 45. So in terms of routine maintenance, we have identified through further analysis and deep diving that 29 of those incidents categorised in that category were actually involving dropped or falling objects. So based on the data and reviewing that and doing some trends, what did we decide to do on those three topics around routine maintenance, access and egress, and working on electrical systems? You can just move to the next slide there, Beata, thank you. So under routine maintenance, as I said, we were seeing an increase in the numbers of fallen and dropped objects. So in order to trend these types of incidents going forward, we have recently received approval from the TAC for addition of fallen objects and dropped objects in the SafetyOn data reporting template for 2021. So that's a really positive move, and it also demonstrates that we are moving with the data we're receiving and the trends we're identifying, and making the data collection template more user-friendly and more aligned to what the key risks are. So trends from this will support the work stream on working under suspended loads also. We've also looked at routine maintenance in general and identified that it's quite a broad category. So we are looking also to redefine the definition to limit it to turbine only. So it will give us a more targeted set of results and data going forward. Access and egress. So as I mentioned, SafetyOn takes into account the entire wind farm, not just the turbine itself. So trends under this work stream will support the SafetyOn work stream on traffic management. So the traffic management work stream is led by my counterpart under the data work stream. So Ian McCallum at RES is leading that work stream. So it's looking at traffic management on wind farms with an objective to prepare guidance that reflects good practice in the design, construction and maintenance of wind farm transport management, including delivery and loading and offloading of goods. So working on electrical systems is also in the top three work processes in relation to the incidents recorded. So it's another work process where we see incidents occurring quite frequently across the industry. So we published a report on the root causes of fires, as David mentioned, in turbines in October 2020. There's a new work stream established for 2021 for electrical safety and the hierarchy of control and competence. And the wind turbine safety rules are also an ongoing work stream under SafetyOn after transition from the Renewables UK to the Energy Institute in December of last year. Just the next slide there, thank you. So this chart gives an overview of the top 5 work processes where injury to body parts have occurred. So the top 5 work processes where direct injuries occur include routine maintenance, manual handling, working with power and hand tools, access and egress, and during surveys. So some of them will be expected. Manual handling, access and egress are traditionally quite high on the list when it comes to direct injuries across the industry. So we are doing further analysis on those incidents which cause direct injury to person, and some may have been a result of human error. Therefore, guidance produced under the Human Factors Work Group may assist in reducing these injuries and incidents. Thank you. So as well as an overview of the top 5 work processes, we thought it would be beneficial to note that the top 3 body parts which are most frequently injured are digits, your back, and also your hand, in your whole hand as opposed to your fingers. So as you can see from the infographic there, fingers and thumbs, as I said, account for the body part most frequently injured. And the work processes where you're likely to injure your digits are included under routine maintenance, surveys, or manual handling. The majority of digit injuries result in first aid, which is good that it's not serious life-changing injuries that occur. Injuries to the back account for 6 lost work days, and manual handling is the main cause of back injuries. So again, that is as expected from looking at the data. Injury to hands are also frequent body parts injured and account for 6 lost work days. So the main work processes where hand injuries can occur are access and egress, routine maintenance, manual handling, and lifting operations. So just to finalise, we've included a graph on this final slide, which provides us with an overview of the work processes where incidents occur that result in a consequence that affects our total recordable injury rate. So as you can see, manual handling accounts for the most overall and is joined with access and egress in terms of lost work days. So just before we round up on the data slides, as you can see, we are using the data we're collecting to target specific work streams and to improve the incident records and the safety statistics around those particular incidents and those risks. So as I said, we have gathered 5 quarters of data as it stands. The first annual report of the incident data will be reported in June, or released in June 2021. And if you need any further information or anything, just contact the Safety On email address on screen there. Also, you can obviously come back to us directly, or you're free to ask questions later on at the questions and answer section at the end. So with that, I'll just hand you back to David and move on to the next slot.